What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Hop Butcher for the World, and they're out of Chicago, Illinois, and this is their Total Daylight in 3 dimensions. So they're calling this one a Citra, Simcoe, Sabro, Galaxy, and Nelson Sauvin Hopped Double IPA. Comes in 8% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review. This can is just over 2 months old. I'm gonna give a huge thanks shout out once again to Hop Butcher for this beer, so big thanks to them. In the description box I'll post a link to the beer mail video I did that contains all the goodies they hooked me up with, and this is the first beer from their most recent box I am reviewing. It's a bit older, just over 2 months old, so I'm trying to get to this one first. Now this is actually a mashup of 2 of their beers, both of which I have reviewed on the channel. The first one is the Way in Total Daylight, and the other one is Preserved in 3 dimensions. I really like both of them. My preference was to the Way in Total Daylight. Just an amazing beer. Preserved in 3 dimensions was pretty damn delicious too. So this is just a mashup in terms of the hop bill here, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, anyway, let's crack it open and get into the glass, see what we got going on here. Once again, try to remember to read tasting notes at the end. I don't look at them anymore, but I read them at the end. If I remember, sometimes I do forget though, because I am old. So hopefully I do remember. So using the big Hop Butcher glass, because I'd like to try to get the most I can into this glass, if I can get the entire thing. I do pretty much, in my fridge, keep these upside down like fruited sours, because there's a lot of sediment at the bottom typically in a lot of these double IPAs from Hop Butcher. The one thing I do want to mention too is this is 8%, where the aforementioned 2 that make up this combo were both 7.5, so that's interesting. So yeah, that has the maybe doth the roll the ladies, man. Ooh, the ladies. Ooh, with the ladies? Ooh, with the ladies. I don't know what I'm doing. But this has that turkey gravy type of look to it, right? Like, without question. Hold it up to the light. Yeah, it has that murky yellow-orange color. A finger of an off-white, super creamy-looking head. Murky turbid. Can't see through it. Whole 9. Let's get a nose. It smells pretty good. So this is just over 2 months old. Still pretty vibrant. A lot of fresh citrus. First time I've used this in a little while, but I got to do at least once a month. Tangelo. So it has a juicy Tangelo, which is a, tangerine grapefruit hybrid. One of the juiciest citrus fruits I've ever had. And I kind of want to make it my point, or my duty. So maybe not my duty, okay? Not my duty. But I want to make a point in almost every review that I mention Tangelo to maybe affect somebody out there. They've never heard of a Tangelo, so maybe go to the store. Inspire them to go grab a Tangelo. And it's not the easiest fruit to find, but it's a delicious fruit. Yeah, so Tangelo, there's orange, there's just a lot of citrus, fresh, juicy citrus on the nose. Just a touch of like a coconut from the Sabro, just a slight skosh of it. If I was doing this blind, would I say that? I don't know. But I know the Sabro in here and I can get it. Maybe a little bit of a berry note. Papaya. Mango, stone fruits, peach, overripened, creamier fruits. Definitely mango and papaya for me. And there's a little bit of like a dank green kind of herbaceousness. Yeah, it's not as vibrant as a lot of their beers, but again, this is double IPA, just over 2 months old. I didn't expect it to even smell as good as it does, but a lot of these Hop Butcher beers can hold up, and this one's held up pretty well. So let's get into it. Cheers to everybody. Thanks again to Hop Butcher. Wow. I wasn't getting as much in the nose, but this has like a candied berry kind of feel to it. Like a candied strawberry, candied raspberry, definitely a red berry of some sort. Body on this one. I don't know what they're doing lately at Hop Butcher, but a lot of the bodies that I've had from these 7.5%, 8% double IPAs, they're just thicker than they used to be. This has almost like a higher side to medium, lower side, a full body at 8%. Like, it's not thin at all. Has a thickness there, a viscosity that pretty unmistakable, at least for me. The mouthfeel, it's soft, it's smooth, it's creamy. It's what Hop Butcher does. Not the best mouthfeel I've had from them. There's some that have been just top notch, but this is pretty good. The taste, I would say maybe it fell off a little bit based on what I know from them, because it isn't as in your face and impactful and just like, over the top, dare I say, bombastic. Shout out to Paul over at PaTroll, that you get with a lot of their fresher beers. But it's there's definite great tasting notes here, fruity. There's tropical, there's stone fruits. First thing I get at the front of the palate is candied berry. That's the first thing I get. I am getting, and I get this occasionally, but I don't really mention too much. I'm getting like this yeasty, like bubblegum thing happening, like an ester. A lot of people say juicy fruit, but yeah, it's kind of in that realm. It's like underlying. It's omnipresent there. Never stepped in the way, but definitely noticeable. So yeah, candied berry up front. Right after that, I get that juicy, fresh citrus. Again, Tangelo, maybe a little bit of like a straight on like blood orange, but definitely citrus heavy right after that candied berry. Midway through the palate, I get this overripened pineapple, papaya, mango, something in the tropical realm. And then it finishes with this dank greenness. It's a little bit herbaceous, a touch earthy, but it has a pretty big dankness on the back of the palate, and it's kind of lingering. And what I like about this actually has a moderate bitterness. This is one of the more bitter beers I've had from them, and it's actually building up a little bit. It has like a bitterness level that starts like between mild and moderate, but it's pushing its way up to like the moderate range with each sip. I almost get this freshly squeezed orange juice finish as well. So this is semi-dry, but with like a moderate bitterness on the back of the palate. 8%, can feel it like in the chest, going in the stomach as I take sips, but you know, no astringency on the palate. Really good stuff. Not my favorite from them. And I think the other two were a little bit better, but this is still really good. The body mouthfeel, spectacular. And then the taste, and again, you have to keep in mind, if we're being technical here, this beer is like almost 9 weeks old. So for an almost 9-week-old double IPA at 8%, it's held up pretty fucking well. And I would imagine this is going to drink pretty well for another month at the very least. Yeah, so not much more to say about Total Daylight in 3 dimensions. Do I like it as much as either of the aforementioned beers that make up this one? I don't think it touches the way in Total Daylight, but it could be in the realm of Preserved in 3 dimensions. I think I give it like a 4.25. So this is going to get close, but not as high. So I'm going to go, or I actually don't know. I should have looked at both the reviews to see what I actually rated them, but I'm going to give this beer right here, I have no issues giving this a low 4.25 out of 5. I am going to go 4.2 out of 5. That's where this lines. I think the body and the mouthfeel bump it up. If it wasn't for the body and mouthfeel, this would get like a 4.1, 4.05, something like that. But I really like the body and mouthfeel, and we're going to do tasting notes next, just so I don't forget. Tropical medley for sure. Like I got a lot of tropical fruit, stone fruit, tropical medley for sure. Dank berries. Damn, I said candied berries. Dank berries. I did get a big dankness. I did get candied berries, so dank berries make sense. I've nailed that once, I think, when I said they, should say dank berries on here. I should have thought about, they say that a lot. When I get a dankness in like any kind of berry, it's always dank berries, and I should have just remembered. Anyway, last fresh citrus. Oh yeah, nailed that. That's fresh and juicy citrus, I would say. Price point availability. These in the Chicagoland are typically $15 or $16 a 4-pack. If it makes distro, you're probably looking $20, $22 a 4-pack. That's how it rolls. I mean, think about something. If you're in Chicago, what does other half cost in your neck of the woods? A lot of other half beers, locally here in West York are $18 to $22, depending on if it's a single, double, or triple IPA. So when Hop Butcher reaches here and we can get these are typically like $20, $21 a 4-pack. So yeah, I mean, that's the kind of going rate for this. But if you're in Chicago, best value, typically $15, $16 a 4-pack for something like that. That's crazy. And availability, it's Hop Butcher. They opened up their new facility late last year, and a lot of people are seeing Hop Butcher stuff over the past 6 months to a year. We even get some drops here in the Buffalo, New York area. So keep your eye out locally for them. But there's also like Tavor, I think occasionally gets their stuff online. There's a couple other websites. If you really want Hop Butcher stuff, just type in Hop Butcher for the world in Google, go to shopping, and there will be some places that may deliver to you that you can order their stuff if you're interested in grabbing some of their stuff. So anyway, huge thanks to Hop Butcher for this beer. If you've had this one before, post in the comment section. If you've had this one plus the aforementioned 2 beers that make up this one, which one did you prefer of the 3? In order would go the Way in Total Daylight, Preserved in 3 dimensions, and this kind of the last two. It would all depend on my mood on that day, but like this is pretty good. But Preserved in 3 dimensions, I think, had a little bit more of that like coconut from the Sabro. I'm pretty sure that had Sabro in it. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review on the Beer Patrol. Till the next one. Cheers.